Welcome back to another episode of An Entrepreneur's Journey. I want to discuss pivoting off of your last step. So, the most successful entrepreneurs and business people take what they've just done, whether it's been greatly successful or even if it was a major failure, and they pivot off of that. What does that mean? Well, I heard a great talk by the Shark Daymond John of the infamous and famous Shark Tank. And he said the best business people move like they're moving in the dark. They kind of take one step, feel around, right? And then they take another step, they feel around. And this is very similar to something I've heard before, which is called pivoting off of your last step. What does that mean? That means whatever your last step was, your next step shouldn't be so far off from your last step. A couple great examples of this are guys in the tech field like Mark Cuban or Mark Zuckerberg, who have sold their companies for billions of dollars. And if you look back in their history, right before that company that they sold for $1 billion or that they took public for $1 billion, they were working on something very similar. And their next company was just a small pivot off of that last company. The reason why pivoting off of your last step is so important is because you don't want to leave behind everything you learned from your last business ventures. Now, your last business ventures hopefully are not going to be as successful as your future business ventures. So what you want to take that base knowledge, that base foundation of what you learned in your last business venture and apply it to your next business venture. This is called pivoting off of your last step. What I like about pivoting off of your last step is that it really allows you to move forward in a totally new direction while bringing all that knowledge that you had from your last deal. It also allows you to completely change what you've done in your next venture. So a lot of people, like to start off in one sector when they're an entrepreneur, whether it's real estate or whether it's social media. And when they get tired of that, which entrepreneurs normally do, they go and they try something totally different. This is hard because now the learning curve, and the time it takes you to learn everything brand new is just so great that you're going to be behind the average Joe in whatever field you're in. So pivoting off your last step allows you to enter into any new field with this abundance of knowledge that really gives you a leg up. And to prove it, my next few videos, I'm going to pivot off of what I've been doing. So I know we've been doing An Entrepreneur's Journey. We're going to continue doing that, but I'm going to change up my schematic, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about law notes because I'm studying for a bar exam. And I'm going to take what I've been doing with the vlog, which I think has been very successful and has proven to provide a lot of clients and eyeballs to my businesses and myself. And I'm going to leverage that, and I'm going to start teaching you guys a little bit about the law notes that I'm studying in law school. So that's one example of pivoting off, right? I'm not completely leaving what I've been doing well, which is vlogging, but I'm going to stop the way I've been doing it and pivot to another sector. So I hope this was helpful. If you have examples of how you've pivoted off of a business or off of one of your last moves, leave it in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Start the conversations on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever I share these videos. And, ask other people in the community what they think about your pivots. And hopefully we can start a nice little discussion about how pivots help, what to look out for when you pivot off of your last move, and how not to pivot too far off of your last move to continue to be successful. Hope this is helpful. Follow me on Twitter at Nicholas Coriano. Friend me on LinkedIn at Nicholas Coriano, and we'll talk again soon.